Hi everyone, this is Shauna from shauna.plans on Instagram and here on YouTube. I have made a ton of Plan With Me videos this week, so I thought for today's video I would do a Procreate tutorial. And I need to keep it quick because I gotta go make breakfast for Tyler. So I thought we've done the video on how to make your own font stickers, and making an image sticker is pretty much the same thing. So I'm in Procreate, but let's go over to Safari and we're gonna Google something. Let's Google flowers. I'm gonna choose images, and we want to find something that has a fairly clean background that's easy to crop. Now you have to be careful when you're doing this. You can't just go and steal other people's artwork all willy-nilly. Artists put a lot of effort into their work, and you can't be just making stickers out of everybody else's work instead of paying for them. And you should, when possible, give credit to the people who did the original art. So that being said, no stealing images willy-nilly. So I'm going to add that to my photos. Oops. I'm going to add that one to my photos. That one's on Etsy, so that one's really stealing someone's art. We're not going to do that. Okay, well, we've got two. And another thing to look for is PNG, because sometimes you can find them with their backgrounds already removed. Sometimes, though, you get stickers like this that have this grid behind it, and those are like really, really hard to remove the background on. I'm trying to find stuff that won't be too hard to do. Okay. So first I want to show you, I'm just going to drag up and drag my images over to the side. And I'm going to open up my palettes here. Now, I've only done this a couple times, but see, I can drag this picture into my palettes and it automatically populates a palette based on that image, which is super cool. I have a million palettes. You can see all these image that I've done this with. So I need to figure out how to clean up my palettes because I have way too many, but super cool. See how we just drag that in? Should we do another one? Because we can. Here, let's see what happens if I drag in my cover page from my yesterday's Plan With Me. Look at that. How cool is that? Okay, so now we're done playing with palettes. Can I just drag a picture in? I never do that. Oh, it looks like we can. Okay. Usually when I want to put a picture in, I just go add and insert a photo. But since I had the split screen open, I figured we might as well. Okay, so I need to delete what I just did because we don't want that. And I need to turn the background off. And then the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Canvas, crop and resize. All right, now I need my pencil. And I'm just going to crop this image down to just the flowers and say done. Okay. And now this little S, I think of S as a select tool because we're going to select the space that we want to erase. And it's like everything else where you can drag side to side for a threshold. So if I tap it, you can see it's blacking out some of the flowers, which I don't want to do. So as I drag it this way to reduce the threshold, see the flowers are coming back. So sometimes I'll do like an undo and start over because you can't really, it seems like increasing and decreasing the threshold doesn't always do the same thing at the same percentage. I don't know if that makes any, and anyway, I've now selected everything that's black. So I'm going to take my erasing tool, just a standard eraser, and I have everything highest opacity and highest size. And I'm just going to erase everything I don't need. So let's turn that off. I'm just going to tap a bunch of tools to make the thing turn off. Okay. Now, depending on what kind of sticker you want to do, if you just want to erase the background, if you want to add layers, there's different ways of doing it. Some people have the eraser tool. Totally use the eraser tool if you want to. I don't have the eraser tool. I just use Procreate. So I'm just going to tap kind of, actually, no, I don't think I want to do between the flowers. We'll leave that. So I'm just selecting the parts that I want to erase. It kind of grabs everything in that color. So see that last one took some of the stem. I don't want to do that, so I'm not going to choose that one. And I'm going to go to erase and we'll get rid of a little bit more. Now, depending on how particular you want to be, you can just keep on going and keep on erasing. Let's turn the select off. Depending on the sticker, this one you kind of have a little bit of leeway with. So there's a few different ways that you can do this. I'm going to choose, I have too many paintbrushes. I'm just going to choose my favorite. This is one I use the most. I have the streamline turned all the way up so it smooths it for me. And I want it on white. And you can just draw, the size doesn't matter that much. I'm just kind of keeping it to the edge. And you know what? I didn't open up a new layer, so I'm going to have to undo this anyway. So ignore all of that, because see, I just drew right on top of my picture. Undo. Everybody loves undo. Okay, let's add a new layer, and we're going to put underneath. And we're going to do that again. I think I'll make my brush just a little bit smaller. And I'm just going to try to stick to the edges of my sticker so that I have a nice smooth line of white that's about equal thickness. I don't do this very often. I am not great at it. And undo is your friend. Okay. Now, while I was here, I noticed I've got some ugly stuff. You can see that. So I'm going to go back to my first image. I'm going to choose the eraser tool and I'm going to make it small. And I'm just going to clean up all this ugly stuff. I can erase. See how that is going into the flower? I don't want that. So undo. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller and get close to the edge. You can go all the way down to 1 pixel and you can zoom in and clean all this up pixel by pixel if you want. Sometimes I do, depending on the purpose of the sticker I'm making. But you have to keep in mind too, once you stick it on your digital planning page, it's going to be a lot smaller and the details aren't going to be quite as noticeable. So I think I got all the little bits. Do you see any more? Just be careful when you're doing all this resizing that you're not drawing lines on your picture. I don't know how many times I've finished something and then looked and seen a line across it that I didn't notice and had to like undo a whole bunch. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to my second layer and I'm going to just drag this white over so it fills in that whole second layer. Here we can hide that image so you can see what needs to be filled in. Kind of looks like a broccoli. Okay, so there we go. We'll turn that back on. So now we have kind of like our sticker with the white outline. I'm going to duplicate this white layer. So now I have 2 white layers and I'm going to change. Let's go up to the top here. I'm going to change to my black brush, and I'm going to drag that in, and now I've changed the bottom layer to black. So this is just like we did with the font video. I'm going to shift this black just a little bit. You can shift it up, down, left, right, whatever you want. I always shift it to the left because because I'm left-handed. I don't know why, but I always shift it to the left. Okay, and now with that black layer still selected, we're going to go over to the little magic wand and choose Gaussian blur layer. So that does the whole layer, not just a portion of it. And now we can do the, see how the number is increasing and I'm getting more and more shadow. I like to keep it small, usually like 4 or 5%. And then that gives you your kind of 3D sticker effect. You can use different colors if you want for the bottom layer. Black gives you the most traditional shadow, but if you're trying for something kind of a little bit, I don't know, matchy or different, you could put a brown shadow, or you could grab like the really pretty dark scarlet color in there. But then it's not going to be quite your traditional shadow. It'll have a little bit of a different effect to it. But there you go. We made a sticker. And then you can just do a share, and you can go PNG, and you can either copy it or save to your image. If you're just going to use it the one time, you can say copy. We'll go into GoodNotes. I don't even know what I have open here. Ignore all my little gray corner things. Here, I just finished making this spread for extreme planning today, but let's go to a blank page and we'll paste that down. So there's the sticker that we just made. Look at that, pretty peonies. Okay, so let's do one of the other ones. So we'll open up a new, I'm going to hit the plus, and I'm going to say, oops, I'm going to do photo this time. And let's pull in, I like these little cherry blossoms. Okay, so you can see they're a little bit pixely, so you know right off the bat that you're not going to get a big sticker out of these, so don't plan to make like a desktop background out of something this pixely. It's going to be a small sticker, otherwise it's going to look crummy. I think that I might have, I don't know. Okay, let's turn off our background. That's what gives the transparent look. If you leave your background on and you copy it over, you're going to get a white background. So you want to make sure that's turned off. Let's grab the select tool and do a tap. So at that one, it's pretty good. Let's see if we can get it any higher before it starts taking away parts of our picture. See the petals starting to go, so we don't want to go that high. Now when you can use this feather thing, and you can kind of soften the edges a little bit so they're not so pixely. You can see there's so many things to play with. I'm just going to do like 1%. That might even be too much. Okay, let's see how it works. We can always undo. So now I'm going to pick my eraser tool, make it as big as it goes, and let's erase. Look at that, we have a pretty flower. Okay, so let's deselect. And we can do the same thing we just did, or we can do something a little different. So what I'm going to do, oops, I want to duplicate. And then I'm going to go over here and choose hue, saturation, and brightness. I'm going to choose the whole layer. And I'm going to play with these little things. Why is this not working? What if I got selected? Oh, it is totally working, but I need to deselect my top layer because I can't, it's getting in the way of what I'm seeing. Okay, let's go back over here. So you can see I can make it all black. And then that can be our shadow. I can duplicate this. And we'll do white. I'm going to turn this layer white. That didn't work so well. Let's go over here. Can we make it white this way? Okay, so we have a white layer, a black layer, and a flower layer. They're all exactly the same size. So I have only my white layer turned on right now. Now, I want to make this layer bigger. Oops. So I'm going to choose the arrow tool. And I'm going to turn the flower on. So, let's undo. Okay. So I have the white layer selected, which is the layer under the top layer. So we can't really see it until I start stretching it. So see if I make it bigger this way, it stretches it just that way. But you can change. So there's the free form. So you can kind of warp it and change it. You can do some neat things with the shadow this way. So let's undo that. Distort does the same thing. Like I can pull it. So there's lots of different things you can do like for your shadow. So we can make the black layer like that. And if I did that with the black layer, here, we'll do it in a second. Let's pick the black layer. Oops. Let's unhide the black layer. Okay, so I have the distort on. So if you use the shadow, see I've got barely any shadow down here and a lot more shadow up there, which kind of gives it a cool shadow effect. So that's something you could totally do for your sticker. And then we can do that Gaussian blur again just to make it a little fuzzy. And it gives it a really nice 3D effect, so it looks like the top is a little bit higher. And we didn't use the white layer at all for this sticker. Maybe let's just shift it, see what happens. I'm just going to pull all 4 corners. Ooh. Except for I can't see this corner. There we go. Yeah, I'm not loving that. Undo, 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 undo. I'm thinking I'm liking this sticker without the white layer. So let's delete the white layer. We'll go gallery, share, PNG, copy, and we will paste it into our book. So you can see we've got 2 different kinds of stickers. Those turned out really good. Okay, so that was fun. Now you can do anything. Like my son drew these pictures for me and I turned them into stickers. What else have I got? Here's one he drew as well. He drew it in GoodNotes, so I saved it before he colored it and after and made a sticker. So it's super easy to make your own stickers, and like I said, just be conscious of the artist's time and effort and don't do anything naughty. So have fun with that. Tag me if you have any, if you make any stickers. I'd love to see them, and feel free to reach out and ask some questions. I don't have a whole lot to add to the description this time, since we just made our own stickers, but have fun with that, and I'll see you on Thursday. Bye everyone.